Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 176. For those who aren't watching the video, you're going to open with Rick looking out into the distance and me with like a deer in the headlights look like, go. We're on
You're
live.
like, it's so funny because you didn't want to say anything because you didn't want it to like, you don't want to
I didn't
mess
wanna
up
step
the
over the
intro, but you're
intro,
like,
yeah.
your face is, I look, for whatever reason, I was in La La Land and then I see your face and you're like, ugh. I was like, oh shit. It's because I was talking to Danny, who is coming on in a few minutes. But his shirt is light and the mute button is also light. So I couldn't tell if he was muted or not. And I was like, you must mute or it will mess up everything Caitlin does. So it just really like, it threw me off. And you know, anybody who listens to this knows that I stopped being able to multitask. So when something pops up on my screen, I have to take care of it right away.
It's all right.
So here we are at 176.
Yes, here we are.
The fabulous 170. Now we're recording this late on a Monday. You run from the subway stop in the pouring down rain to get here.
Yes.
So we can start recording.
Yeah, let's start. For some reason, and I think I don't have proof of this, but I think my boss found out that I do this podcast and now schedules me every Monday to work till 4 just to kind of stick it to me. So
she probably listens to the podcast and listens to you bitch about your job, and she's like, "Well,
listen,
let me see what I can do to stop that."
Listen, if that's the case and you're listening, I won't use her name. I don't think I've used her name. I just call her the boss. But if you're listening, knock it off. Give me Mondays off so that we can bring this to the fans.
You ever watched SNL when Bob Newhart was on and he would play the psychiatrist? Yeah. And people would sit in front of his desk and they'd complain about their problems or whatever. And he was like, okay, I'm going to give you some advice. Like, okay. And he goes, stop it. And then they would start to talk and he's like, no, stop. And
that's great advice.
Cracks me
up.
Up.
Great advice.
I would laugh so hard if I went and saw a therapist and they said that. Anyway, go ahead.
But that's so we have that hanging over us. But then on top of that, there's a torrential downpour over New York City today. And I was mentioning this to you when I came into the apartment. I thought it was just drivers who got dumb in the rain. No, walkers also get dumb in the rain. People in general just get stupid when it's raining. They're all like the Wicked Witch of the West. They think they're going to melt, so they freak out and they walk slow and they don't pay attention, or they put their big umbrellas up and they're like swaying as they walk and they're hitting everybody else's umbrella. It's so annoying.
I hated so much driving in Florida, and it starts to rain and then people put their hazards on. Ugh. I hate that so much. So I'm going to get a blinking light when it rains, and I'm just going to walk through crowds of people with a blinking light.
But here we are. We made it.
Here we are. Well, I guess I only brought that up to see if you had the opportunity on the train ride or anything at which to look up 176.
I did.
See if you had any fascinating facts.
I have a fact. I have one.
Good. I hope you have two, because if it's not Pokemon, Caitlin's gonna cry.
Okay. I do have two. Calm down. Calm down, Caitlin. I have two. But what's funny is I did a Google search on because we're episode 176. And like the first 3 pages of Google as I'm scrolling through is 1776.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Just the number, not the year.
But
it had all these fun facts about 1776.
At one point, AI was like, well, if you forget the 1 and just go 76. I was like, no, it's not how this works.
Yeah, ridiculous. But the one that I found
I will point out real quick, I appreciated
Yeah.
Caitlin's don't tase me, bro pose when you were like, calm down, Caitlin.
Oh,
She's
hey.
like, hey, don't tase me, bro.
Hey, brah. You know what? I don't know if you watch those TikToks with like the AI vegetables. Nobody says bro anymore. You know what they say? Cuh.
Bruh. Oh, really?
Short for cousin. So they're like, why you messing with me, cuh? I don't know what you're talking about, cuh. And now that is what we must use, cuh. Anyway, the one
whatever.
fact,
I mean, I think bruh is overused anyway. So moving along.
Besides, we're not brothers. We're cousins. So we're cuz, not bros. Air traffic banter. I thought this was cute. In urban legend with air traffic controllers. Apparently, air traffic controllers have their own urban legends. British Airways Flight 176 is a witty punchline to a joke about altitude and Baltimore. Here's the funniest part. I can't find the joke at all.
No, my God. How can you set that up and not have the joke?
I find when I put the 176 in, Google gives me British Airways Flight 176, but when I Google it, no joke comes up. So I don't know what the joke is, but it has to do with altitude in Baltimore. And I got to tell you, on the train, I was cracking up.
All right, I'm going to find
Pokemon.
it. While you talk about Pokemon, I'm finding this.
All right, you look. Pokemon 176, let me get to that page, is, and again, Caitlin, correct me if I mispronounce this, Togetic? Togetic. Pokemon 176 is Togetic. It is a dual type Pokemon. It's a fairy Pokemon and a flying Pokemon. So I don't know what that entirely means, but it does kind of look like Big Bird's baby if he was white and albino. So a little fun thing. Togetic is the evolved version of Togepi, which was last week's, and evolves into Togekiss, which is when you make out at a toga party. That's the highest evolution of Pokemon.
This is a real thing?
Togekiss.
Okay.
It's also known as the happiest Pokemon. Probably because he's kissing all the togas. Anyway, there is your Pokemon of the week. It also, this is interesting, it scatters joy dust. So do with that knowledge what you will. You still looking up the joke?
That ended that way. I had a couple of days that ended that way. This is why I started cracking up. This is so immature and it's right up my alley. I did not find the joke in the short amount of time that I was looking for it, but I did find a joke, which for some reason this comes up. All right, this is great. So this is I looked up what's the 176 joke, and that didn't pop up, but this did. If you say you're an 8 on a scale of 10 fast enough, it blends together to sound like you're an 8 on a skeleton. And for some reason, there's a whole Reddit about that joke, and it cracks me up.
All right.
You're an 8 on a scale of 10.
I dig it.
Yeah, good stuff.
What? Don't lie to me. What 176 is TF?
Did you know that the average surface temperature of the planet Pluto, is it still a planet? Are we back to it being a planet?
It's a
dwarf
subplanet.
Planet?
I think is what they. I think the dwarf planet. Yeah, that's what they call it.
So the average.
I knew that.
Surface,
Caitlin didn't just tell me. Yes, she did.
The average surface temperature is negative 176.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Negative 176 degrees?
Fahrenheit, yeah.
Okay, that's cold. That's very cold. But Pluto, I thought it would be colder than that, like negative 167 million degrees or something. It's out in the middle of nothing. That's actually not as cold as I thought it would be. I could live there.
I mean, I feel like
do
we're
they
all
have
out in the
available
middle
apartments
of nothing? But it's Do they? Is your voucher good there?
Are
That's the
they rent
question.
controlled? That's the question.
Oh man, rent control's a big deal. I'll tell you what. I mean,
It is.
you just move. You just move every year into an apartment because they can kill you on the rent. Hey, here's one that you'll know, right? Because
Yeah.
the Bible. We're gonna talk a lot about the Bible later, right?
We sure are.
The Book of Psalms. Psalm 119 is the longest chapter in the Bible. It contains exactly 176 verses.
All right.
Can you imagine having to sing that one?
That's long. That's a
Open your
long song.
Bibles to Psalm 119, and then everybody goes, we're going to be here for 4 hours. It's a lot of verses.
That sure is.
Hey, were you a fan of Family Ties?
When it originally was on, I watched it. But I was a child, so I don't ask me trivia on it.
Well, it has something in common with the TV hit Fame. They
Did
both have 176
episodes.
Yeah, I
We
would
said
hope
that
that
at
you
the
would get
same
that
time.
right.
Oh yeah, we saw a star of one of those shows this past week.
Yes, we sure did.
I wish it was Michael J. Fox. Nothing against who we actually saw, but it'd have been cool to meet Michael J. Fox.
That would be. Would you?
Don't.
I'm sorry.
Don't.
What? I can't.
Richard.
He would. He would laugh.
Behave.
Have you not watched this documentary? He would laugh at that.
He would laugh at that.
All right, here we go. Friends, 176 episode of Friends. What is it?
Okay, we're in season 8.
It's a great one. It's a classic. It also is like one of the biggest
Oh, this has got to be the Thanksgiving episode with Brad Pitt.
No.
Oh.
No, that's early on, isn't it?
That's not season 8?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, yeah, she's pregnant with that one. Yeah, that's the one she's pregnant at.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's going to be coming up.
That's probably the next episode.
Because that's when
what
she's
this
like,
one
get the
is.
potatoes away from me because they make her nauseous while she's pregnant. And he's like, oh, just like Rachel Green, perfect in her world. And then flips his hair. Okay, so if it's not Thanksgiving, it's got to be the one before that.
Here's a bit of trivia for you. It's
Sure.
the only episode in the entire series of its kind.
Say that again?
It's the only episode in the entire series that's like this. No other episode is ever about what this is about. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Why don't I just tell you
but
the
it
name
will
of
when
it?
you just tell me because it'll make sense, I'm sure, when you tell me.
Well, what if I tell you who's in it and then you'll get it?
Okay.
The guy who looks like leather now.
Sean Penn.
Yes.
This is the one where the Halloween episode where she meets her sister's fiance, whom she is lying to, and he's a school teacher, and she's like, "Oh, I go to church and help the needy" or something like that. And she's actually stealing money and has like a bank robbery schematics or something in her purse.
Yeah, it's the one with the Halloween party. It's the only Halloween episode they ever did.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off about this episode? And you won't appreciate this, but if Ryan is listening to this episode, he'll appreciate it. Phoebe dresses up as Supergirl, and Monica dresses up as Catwoman. And Monica asked Joey, hey, you read comic books. Who would win in a fight, Catwoman or Supergirl? And he says Catwoman. And that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my whole damn life. Catwoman is not beating Supergirl. And it made me lose respect for Joey. And in fact, the whole series.
Here's a little tidbit about that. So
Yeah.
Joey claims to exclusively read comic books and says that Catwoman could beat Supergirl in a fight. In comic lore, Catwoman would lose pretty much every time.
Every time.
Also, if you want to see how stupid Joey is, it's revealed earlier that Joey's read The Shining multiple times. So he's a liar.
Yes. In the earlier seasons, he's dim-witted, but he's not stupid. In the later in the seasons, they just make him a complete moron.
Yeah.
But he's lovable. Who doesn't love Joey?
It's what happens when he got his heart broke by Rachel, and so then he became stupid. Same thing happened to Russ.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love this episode because it's where he dresses up as Sputnik.
You mean space duty?
And then they have that arm wrestling thing, which cracks me up too. It's a good one.
This is the only episode because they like throughout the season or series there'll be fights between them and then bicker. This is the only episode where legit I feel like David Schwimmer and Matthew Perry were beefing during the episode because when they're doing the whole arm wrestling thing, there just seems to be a lot of aggressiveness in there. And not that they're not both great actors, but it seems to be a little more than acting to me.
That scene is actually on like the great blooper reels, and if you go back and watch those, they actually are cracking up the whole time.
I see they're
because they
cracking up,
can't-
but still
their
there's
faces-
something.
It's the
There's
face
something
that
behind their eyes that tells me that they're beefing during that episode.
yeah, the face that he keeps making. Speaking of beef,
Yeah.
have you watched the second season of Beef? Have you watched the first season?
I haven't watched the first season. It's on my to watch list. Here's the problem with shows like Beef or like these kind of one-off or anthologies on Netflix. Netflix is one of those streamers that I don't always have because it's too expensive and I have too many. So Netflix is always on the chopping block. So when these shows come out, I wait till 3 or 4 shows build up on Netflix that I'm like, ooh, I hear these are really good. And then I'll get Netflix and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch these shows. And then I end up keeping Netflix for a month. And all I do is watch Seinfeld reruns on Netflix until the month's up. And then it goes away. And I was like, I didn't get to those shows. Beef is one of those shows.
You should watch the first season. It's it's on the TV there. And I'm gone next week and Dylan's working. So catch up. Beef is good.
I might do
Beef
that.
good.
I do
Do
love
you
some
care to
good
hear?
beef.
Do you care to hear any other things? Joey wears an FDNY T-shirt to give a shout out to New York Fire Department because this is the first
right after
episode.
9/11, yeah.
It's the first episode they filmed after 9/11.
Yeah.
And because of that, also Lisa Kudrow cites this as her favorite episode because it's the first one they shot after 9/11, and people would thank her for still making them laugh in a dark period.
Aw. I love
Did you
her.
know?
I adore her.
I love Lisa Kudrow. Did you see the video? The Ben Platt saying "smelly cat" at the Culturista.
No, you told me about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, she
Still,
seemed
you know
to
what
really
my
enjoy
favorite
it.
rendition
I
of
thi-
Smelly Cat is on the reunion when Lisa Kudrow and Lady Gaga sang it together.
Oh,
I
that's
love
cool.
that. I love that.
I don't remember that for some reason. So this is also the episode, right, where Rachel's giving out candy and she thinks the kids are so cute, so she gives it all
Mhm.
away, and then she has to write checks and shit like that. The kid, Lilani, that she gives the check to, that's Emily Osment, who grows up to be in the Young Sheldon series. She plays
Oh,
Mandy,
okay.
who ends up marrying his brother George and is in George and Mandy.
Oh, I did not know that. And she's
Oh,
also Lily from Hannah Montana, Rick. How did you not know that?
Well, because I'm not a teenage girl, nor was I ever, except for maybe 1 month in my 20s.
All gay men, the first 2 years when they come out of the closet, all gay men are teenage girls.
I don't know. I may have been when I was a kid, I was a teenage girl. I did
Yeah.
collect any magazine that had New Kids on the Block in them.
All right. Oh yeah, you were a preteen girl. This episode has one of my favorite Phoebe jokes in it, and it's that same scene when she gives the candy away, and she's like, "Monica, we need more candy." One of the kids said she loved me, and I just gave her everything. And Phoebe goes, "Well, now we know how you got pregnant."
Slut shaming Phoebe.
Mhm.
All right, we're not going to play a guessing game with this because it's just not going to work out.
Okay.
176th greatest director of all time is Swedish filmmaker Roy Andersson.
Of course, Mr.
And
Anderson.
the 176th greatest film of all time is from Taiwan, A Time to Live and A Time to Die from 1985.
I've never seen the movie, but ain't that the truth?
It is. There's a time. There's a time for everything.
Yeah.
Isn't there a song? about
of
like,
course, there's
a
a song
time
about
to live,
everything.
a time to die, a time to laugh, a time to cry, something like that.
Yes, you are correct.
Well, before we get into our weeks, because
Yeah.
because some people that we like to have as guests on our show have lives and schedules that don't work for your boss. So we're gonna bring Danny on because I know he covered a couple of events, and there's something he covered last time that he was on we forgot to talk about. So we're gonna bring him on and we're gonna talk about all that. So you could go ahead and unmute, and we will welcome back to the show Danny Garcia.
Danny,
Hi. How's it going, everybody? Rick, real
welcome,
quick,
welcome.
I wanted to remind you that there was a time where you were a teenage girl. I don't know if you recall, it was at the old office. Somebody signed you up for the 16 magazine subscription.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh,
Was that you? Did you do that?
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
I had
lie.
his-
When I was younger, I always wanted a subscription to Teen Beat.
Oh, was it TV?
I subscribed the guy who was in charge of housing at my school in North Carolina, my college. I paid for a subscription for gay porn and had it sent to his house
Oh,
Nice.
because he was a jerk.
homophobic. Yeah,
He was a homophobic jerk, and I was like, "Well, here you go. Enjoy some gay porn."
and
that
then
man
Rick
today,
was
Pete
like a
Hegseth. No, I'm just kidding.
then you find Rick like a
Lou
raccoon digging
Pearlman.
through the trash, pulling out the magazines.
Nah, I would steal them out of his mailbox, and then when I was done with them, I'd give them back.
Nice.
He didn't. Yeah. Why do these
I
pages
was
stick
going to make a
together?
gross joke.
Oh.
Never mind.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it.
So let's
Yes.
start because when you were here last time, I think the main purpose of bringing
Yes.
you on was to talk about the show that you saw, and we didn't do that. So let's talk about it. What did you see?
June 2nd was the Run for Six, the musical. That was here at the Dr. Phillips. And I think the week before they were at the Straz over in Tampa. I've seen it before and I knew nothing about it the first time I saw it. So this time I got to take my boyfriend, who, as you know, is not a musical fan. But I assured him, I said, it's like watching a concert with characters. And we were sitting second row center stage. It was so close.
Really?
Yeah, it was really close. Like we were so close that because there's not an orchestra pit, the orchestra's on stage. We were technically in the orchestra pit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think it was like BB 12 or something like that. It was a crazy number. I was like, this is interesting. But
I just want to point out that I've never sat in row BB, but that's okay.
well, I listened to your advice. You said get there early, and I did, and we sat there for 45 minutes
good.
waiting for the show to start.
Yeah, I mean, I usually get there an hour before.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
But it's a good show, and for people who
short.
don't like musicals, but like Britney Spears and Ariana Grande and Christina Aguilera, it's a great show to see because each of the characters are that. Or like it's that particular style of singer.
That genre,
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. It has a cult following because and I find this interesting because like part of me, 40-something-year-old me is looking at all these people dressed up as either the colors of the characters or inspired by the characters, and I'm just rolling my eyes. Then of course, like I'm thinking back at like teenage theater kid Danny. I was like, oh, I would have done that too. So
yeah, the cult following is teenage girls and Ryan.
Oh,
and now your boyfriend.
Now my boyfriend. There was this group of girls, God bless them. They had to be at least like 15, 16, wearing the tiniest sequin skirts that matched the colors of the singers on stage. And to me, it looked like they were wearing heels for the first time. So they were just clomping through the Dr. Phillips. And, there's that slight incline getting to the front row. And they were just wobbling through.
Were they doing like this on their ankles? Like,
oh no, they were really thick high heels, but they just couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't the skinny ones. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say they were thick cankles. Yeah. They were thick cankles. She's fine.
Not to linger on it because they don't sponsor, but I don't know if y'all are aware of this. Uggs is putting out UGG high heels this fall. FYI, check them out. Or
Are you
don't.
are you gonna use
I don't
your
care. They're not
Uggs?
paying for this spot.
Are you gonna use your UGG credit to purchase this up?
No. Well, maybe.
Well,
If you'll walk in them so we can put them up on the socials, maybe.
I'm gonna like foreshadow here. I'm gonna talk about Uggs in a few.
Yeah.
I
know
and
you
I'm gonna
are.
give them a free commercial as
I know
well,
you
so
are.
it's okay.
Well, I was gonna say, Jeremy, apparently I may be doing the turnabout for the center in September, so
Oh,
I
really?
may reach
Well,
out
I'll
for
have to
some
get you some
heels.
UGG
Yeah,
high heels then.
I'm a 9.5 in women, so just
All
so
right.
you know. But yeah, no. So
They don't come in half sizes, but they will stretch, so I'll get you
oh,
anything.
good. Okay. No, the cutest thing about the show though, there was these two ladies that were in front of me, and they had to be in like their late 70s, early 80s, and I couldn't tell if they were together or if they were just really good friends or roommates. But
Or
you
they
know,
adopted a cat together.
well, yeah, but they were like, there's a lot of audience hype in that show, so their little arms going up and down was so cute. But then towards the end, when it's the curtain call and they have everybody stand up and people are clapping and whatever, the one to the left of me kept on trying to get up and kept on like she just couldn't make it. And I looked at Christian. I was like,
Oh,
should we hoist her up to like
you
help
should
her
have
up? I was like,
lifted her up.
oh, I was afraid to break her.
If
She was
she
very
recently
fragile.
came out, she's in her teenage girl era. You need to help
Oh,
her.
this is true. Well, I think it was the tight miniskirt that kept her from standing up. Ugh. Anyway, no. So it was a really fun show. So I'm glad I got to see it. I'm glad he got to experience it. My boyfriend.
Yeah. It's
So
always
he
nice.
liked it.
Yeah, he loved it.
He liked good.
Yeah.
It's nice to go to a show with somebody and just like watch them just really enjoy it. That's just a cool thing to do,
I
especially if
didn't.
it's a show you've already seen.
Yeah, and I didn't want to do that creepy thing where I just stared at him for a reaction, like stage him. Yeah, no, I didn't
Oh
want
my
to
god!
do
Or that annoying thing that's like, oh, this is good. Oh, you're gonna like this.
Watch
or-
this part. Watch this part.
Yeah.
You need to pay attention to this.
Ironically enough,
I
maybe
will say,
Uh-huh.
I've seen 6, and I wasn't a huge fan, but I can appreciate it because I know it does. That and Hadestown both have like huge cult followings. If you
I love Hadestown.
walk by the theaters here, you'll see that they're all dressed up, ready to go in the theater. They have a good time. I am not a fan of either show. Neither are in my kind of niche, but I can appreciate the love for them because
that is an understatement of the year. Do you know what
What?
Jeremy said to me when the curtain closed on Act 1 of Hadestown and the lights came
Careful.
up? Do you
Careful,
know what
we're
he said?
live. What did I say?
You looked right at me and you said, "This is the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my life," and then you walked out.
That is true. Yes, I did say that. Now, as I said, I don't like the show, but it's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate, like, I love Book of Mormon. That's maybe my top 3 shows. I know some people fucking hate Book of Mormon and don't like it at all, and I can appreciate that. But
Why do you hate the Lord?
Hey,
don't
if the
hate
Mormons
the
love
Lord.
it, it's okay.
I just blame him for everything. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Ma. Turn this off.
Another show that has a cult following like that is Beetlejuice, from what I've seen.
Yes,
Wow,
it does.
I hear it gets some people really excited.
Ooh, get some people very excited.
Get all handsy.
Is she a thing still? Does she still have a job? Is she? I just haven't heard
in
her
fact,
name.
Of the group, not to get political, but of the group of Republicans who supported releasing the Epstein files, she's the only one who won her primary.
It's because she's got good
Oh, wow.
hands.
Yeah. Listen, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle we're on. We're not
She's
going to
got
slut
skills that
shame.
come in handy.
She was just really appreciative of the ticket she got and was showing him how happy she was for it.
In an effort to not do a 3-hour-long show.
Yeah.
What else did
yes.
you do?
Well, so this past weekend was Juneteenth. Celebrated on
Yes.
Friday. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
But on Saturday, it was come out with Pride's Love and Liberation event at the South Florida Fairgrounds, which is a Juneteenth celebration. And it's really cool because we went last year and it was just brutally hot last year. But there weren't as many vendors last year as there were this year, so it was twice as many vendors, or at least it felt like it. And Central Florida Fair does such a good job to like help these events, like the the center's event, the Pride Night at the fair, and then they do this with them, with Come Out with Pride. But it was really cool. Darcel performed. There was three girls that performed in drag that did like a Destiny's Child number. One of the local high schools step team came and did a whole like step routine,
Oh, wow.
which
Oh,
which
wow.
was really cool. The only creepy part, the only part that scared me, made me think of like Final Destination, is I was recording some video for Watermark, and they were all standing there in formation. As soon as they started stepping really hard, the clamps that hold the stage together started slipping. They were fine, but part of me is like, should I go underneath the stage and hoist it up, or should I
And
just
part
keep
of you was
recording
like,
for content?
or should I stay here? Yeah. Should I? I'm gonna want this on video.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. Then it ended with a really cool, Vogue, competition with three performers, and that got the crowd really hyped up. At that point, I was really hot and hungry and thirsty, and I looked at my boyfriend. I was like, "Are you ready to grab something to eat?" He's like, "I'm enjoying this. Stop." I was like, "Ah."
It's like intermission at 6. Danny was like, "Well, that was good. You want to go?"
6 doesn't have an intermission.
It doesn't.
No.
No.
It was
Oh, see,
made it
that's
better
the comedy part of the show.
You got to research your jokes.
That's why you couldn't leave.
That's how you know.
From
It's a joke.
it being Juneteenth, it was also your birthday.
It
Did you do anything
was,
exciting for your
yeah.
birthday?
Yeah. Well, we went to a nice little Japanese restaurant on Park Avenue, and then I remembered I had won a gift certificate 3 years ago for the glass knife. And I'm like, oh, so we're in Winter Park. Let's go. I thought it was like a $10 gift certificate. It was a $50 gift certificate.
Well, I mean, I
So
love
you-
the glass.
so you were able
glass
to
knife.
You were able to share a slice of cake.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love the
No.
glass knife, but $10 ain't gonna get you shit.
We actually
No,
got
it
pretty much.
won't.
I got a small cake for myself. It was a limoncello cake, and then I got a
Mm.
large cookie, which is a lemon lavender cookie, and then
Their
Christian.
cookies are the best.
Oh, they're
I
so
love their
good.
cookies.
Hands down. I got to tell you, do you like Pop-Tarts?
Oh my god, their Pop Tarts
Their
are the
Pop-Tart
best.
is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Ugh.
I'm going there when I come. I love it there. We always go there and buy a bunch of little things, little desserts. But when I tasted that, come on, it is so good. I will always get that.
Well,
I'm flying there tomorrow. I'm coming there tomorrow. I'm gonna get one.
when you're there, can you pick me up one of those lavender lemon cookies,
Mm.
because it was amazing.
Do you have any money left on that gift card?
Well, Christian my boyfriend also got 2 little cakes himself, so our total was actually like $52, so it wasn't bad.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, you spent
Nah,
$2.
that's
Good job.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
No,
Very
we
nice.
tease them. They do a lot for the community. They
Mhm.
and they have great cakes and food. And I
Yeah,
mean,
and
they are
if your
expensive,
food's
but
delicious,
it's good.
then
Yeah.
it's not like you're paying for crap. You're paying for really amazing desserts.
Well, and
I bought 2 cakes for my mom's birthday one year, and I think it was like $180 for 2
I was gonna
cakes.
say, did you have
But,
to
I
mortgage the
mean,
house?
Come on, they're great.
They're fantastic.
The second mortgage is totally worth it.
Yeah, no, I recently learned that they have 2 locations, both in Winter Park. One's on
Yeah.
Park Avenue, and one's on.
Oh, they opened another one?
Mills. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We got lost trying to find I was looking for the one on Mills, and we're just driving down Park Avenue. I'm like, I'm confused.
Oh, well, good for them. That must mean they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I know, it's fantastic. But yeah, that was the gist of my weekend. I think. Sunday, Saturday, we ended up after the Juneteenth event, went for margaritas because Juneteenth and Mexican food.
Mhm.
And then Sunday, I tried
Hand in hand.
a new Argentinian
Is
pizza
it?
place.
I don't know.
Is it a thing?
I'm
Juneteenth
trying
and
to
Mexican
support
food?
what
Oh,
Danny
so I
did
was
for
like-
the weekend.
I was like, I don't understand.
I mean,
Alright, cool.
Lupita Nyong'o is Mexican, so
Is she? She's also Helen of Troy in the new Odyssey movie. I don't know if y'all knew that.
a black Mexican playing a Greek goddess. It works for me. Love it.
Works for me.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys ever had Argentinian pizza, but if you ever get a chance to check it out, I had a sweet onion pizza. I will
I
send you guys
haven't.
a photo.
I've had dried.
Where do you get this?
Dried horse on pizza, but never Argentinian pizza.
Well, there's apparently
Is that from the
Go
from
for
the
it.
horse that died the other day?
No, it was in Italy.
No, different horse. Different
Oh,
horse.
Italy, right,
You
Jeremy?
had
Yeah, in Italy they make horse jerky and then they crumble it and put it on pizza.
I remember this story from many years ago.
Them crazy Italians.
Where did you get your Argentinian pizza from?
So,
Danny?
do you remember the Your Pie that used to be next to the Epic Theater,
Yes.
next to Marlowe's? Well, Your Pie closed, and we discovered that when we after we went the last time and bought the cups, so we didn't have to pay for the refills, and we went and they weren't there anymore. So, in its place, about a month and a half later, this new Argentinian pizza place opened up. It's called Obsession. And it takes a while. Like, it took us about a half hour to get our food, but it was so worth it. And we went with the 15-inch, which we thought was more than enough, and it certainly was. But we only had.
Sounds like enough.
15 inches is usually plenty.
Well, they said we have a 10-inch, we have a 15-inch, and when we ordered the 10-inch, she said, "Oh, that's too small for two grown men." And we're like, "Okay."
Jesus.
She knew me.
Look, you don't know me.
But no, we ordered the 15-inch pie, and then we by the second slice, Christy and I both looked at each other and were like, we're stuffed, because what they do is the dough is a thick dough, and then they put cheese in between the dough, and then it's their garlic oil or garlic butter, then the cheese and the sweet onions.
Sorry.
You're talking about that pizza. It got Jeremy all excited. He started licking his
I am
bottle
so
again.
hungry right now for a 15-inch pizza.
Add that to your list for this week's break before you go.
I think I'm gonna take Dylan with me when I go to Orlando tomorrow.
It was delicious. It was
Ooh,
so
yeah. Give me the house empty.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. It's good to check in. We appreciate you coming in and tell us what's going on in Central Florida and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Good to
Do you
hear
know,
what
I
the
do want to
crew's
say,
doing.
today is what, the 22nd? 2 days ago was my 1 year of moving to New York. I pulled up to the apartment on June 20th, and
you still don't have
nobody
an
ever
accent.
reaches out to me. So it's good to hear from you all and see that you all are doing fantastic. I hear from Rick all the time because he's,
Right next
in the room next door. Well, not like here. Let me clarify. I don't hear him.
Hey, I talked to Watermark's guiding light today and told you he said to tell you hi.
He did, yeah. So I like to hear how things are going down there.
You should join us at our staff meeting tomorrow morning, Jerry.
Oh, we'll see. I have to work tomorrow, and I have to close, so I don't want to get up too early.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be late because I'm flying.
Oh,
I
that's
forgot to
true.
tell everybody that too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be the afternoon. Oh well, I guess
Sorry,
I'll tell everybody
if
in the
you
morning.
hear music in the background.
Everybody from Watermark who listens to our podcast now knows that the meeting is in the afternoon. Now we'll know who listens.
No. By the time it airs, the staff meeting will have happened.
Oh, that's true. That's
anyway.
Listen,
Let's
I've
let
had a few drinks.
Danny's got a meeting he's got to get to. He's been late too. So
All
thanks for
bye,
taking the time
Danny.
to see
Good to
us.
see
We'll
you.
say hi to everybody.
Happy belated
judging
birthday.
Thank you. We're judging the Sing House Scholarship applicants.
Oh, fun!
So
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. If you hear
nice.
music in the background or dramatic stage reading, that's what's going on.
That makes me laugh. All right,
Nice.
cool.
All right, thanks so much.
Well, make sure your video
Bye.
uploads, and then we'll talk
Yes.
to you later.
You got it. Bye.
Awesome. So,
All
Jeremy,
right, yes.
you want to talk about your week? How was it?
My week was, listen, soon, very soon, I'm going to get this apartment thing worked out. I'm going to have my own apartment. And then you and I are going to have semi-separate lives. And then we'll have things to talk about that we didn't do together. But I feel like everything I did this week, I did with you. So I'm trying to remember like anything that I did that was separate. And I went to a doctor's appointment. You weren't there for that.
You saw a couple of places.
Oh, I did. Oh, I tell you these.
I mean, I was with you, but
You
I
were.
don't have to talk about those.
These-
You can talk about them.
These weeks all blend together.
They do.
First, I had a doctor's appointment. I do want to say, and I mentioned this to you when I got back. I don't know who is doing the hiring at the VA these days, but I'm pretty sure it is a thirsty gay man because I felt like I stepped onto the set of Grey's Anatomy. Like, just the most gorgeous nurses and doctors were walking up and down the hallway.
Is
And
it the
as
same team that hires people for Pineapple Healthcare?
probably, but as doctors would walk by, because I knew that my doctor, the last time I had a doctor's appointment was a couple of months ago, and he said, because he was I don't know how the medical field works, but a resident or something. He
Yeah.
was there temporarily, like doing his studies or whatever. So he had told me at my last appointment that he would no longer be there by the time my next appointment rolls around, but that I would have a new doctor. So I'm waiting in the little waiting area, the secondary. So they take you from the waiting area, the nurse does your things, and then they put you in the secondary waiting area for the doctor to come get you. So I'm waiting, and there's these hot doctors just everywhere. And I'm not going to get descriptive about what I needed to talk to the doctor about, but it would have been very helpful if he wasn't attractive. And sure enough, the hottest doctor I've ever seen in my life comes out and he goes, "Jeremy." And I was like, I literally said, "Oh, shit." And he says, "Everything okay?" I'm like, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Let me just grab my bag. And I go in there, and it was a good appointment. He is, you know how I can't talk to attractive people. I can't. I just
You can't. No.
And
Talk about a
he-
teenage girl. That's you
Yeah.
when a hot guy
he
walks
would ask
up.
me stupid shit. Like, not stupid shit, just random shit. Like, "Oh, how's life going?" And I was
Like,
like,
hey, what's your birthday? And you're like,
life is good.
it's not my birthday.
Well, it isn't good. I was like, "I'm homeless," and he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Isn't it cool? You want to go to dinner?
So he's like, "We need to let you talk to a social worker." And I was like, no, it can just be us two. It's fine. We don't need to bring anybody else in here. But it went fine. He's very pretty. I'm gonna. I usually don't do this, but the next time I have an appointment with him, I have an appointment on Wednesday to see the social worker, but I have to talk to him because I have my niece's wedding at the end of July, and I don't fly well, so I need to get some Xanax from him. And I forgot to mention it to him, so I need to see him. I'm legit going to ask him if I can take a photo with him so I can show you all how hot my doctor is. But it went very well. Everything's good. I had the lowest Jesus Christ. What a Freudian slip. I had the lowest blood. I had the lowest blood pressure I have ever had in my life.
Maybe it's because he blew you. It relaxed you.
He's like, relax.
Hey, just do me a favor. Get the picture before that happens.
Of course. But it was 106/69. And it was so low that I was nervous. And he goes, 69. Giggity. I was like, "Is that like dangerously low?" He goes, "No, that's a very good blood pressure." He goes, and I kind of was a little offended, but he's hot, so I don't care. He goes, "Particularly for a man of your size."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, okay." And
Well, wait a minute. Was this before or after you pulled it out?
Oh, this is before. I didn't want to get into detail about what he had to look at. Anyway, the doctor had to look at my
I'm
junk.
just assuming you're there to get a hernia test or something.
I mean,
Because maybe that's when he was like, "Oh, it is surprisingly normal."
listen, it
for a
was my
man of your
annual
size."
physical. So for those men of a certain age who've had an annual physical, they have to check certain things as you get older. And he had to see me in a very precarious position. And he was far too pretty to have to look at that. Anyway, he said the blood pressure was really good. And I was like, damn, I've never had blood pressure that low. And he's like, "It's probably all the walking you do."
Yeah.
So
It's weird.
even though I can't seem to lose weight, it's clearing my arteries out, which I guess is good.
The last time I had my blood pressure checked at a doctor's office, both numbers were under 100, and they were like, "Oh, so it's real good." And I was like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah,
I
it
feel
feels
like
like that's
I feel like
too
that's
low.
dangerously low.
After we're off this podcast, we're gonna Google. Oh no, you're gonna do it now.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Google what a dangerously low blood pressure. Excuse me. The wine's kicking. I've got the hiccups. So I had my doctor's appointment. I looked at a couple of places, apartments on the Upper West Side. You and Dylan came with me. They're studios in an elevator building. Now, for those who don't live in New York, you will know that there are two things that when you're looking for an apartment, if you hear these, They're like, I need this apartment at all costs. I don't care what else comes with this apartment. And it is elevator building and it is doorman building. Those two things is like, it's peak. It's like, I don't even care what the fucking apartment looks like at that point. So
Elevator,
although the
is when you hear the word elevator, jump on it.
Yeah. Now I will say the first apartment is about the size of the walk-in closet that I had in my first apartment in Orlando. It is tiny, but it had everything I needed. It had enough room for my couch. Well, 2 pieces of my 4-piece couch. It had enough room for my dresser and my TV. It had a small closet and it had a tiny kitchen and a bathroom. It had everything I needed. And then there was a second one. We looked at one on the 9th floor.
Well,
go ahead.
the one on the first one that you looked at, it is what IKEA is made for, apartments of that size, because they make like a loft bed desk situation thing. You have an entire apartment in what is like 70 square feet, and that's what IKEA is there for. So it's definitely workable. It's doable.
If you happen to be on this side of TikTok about a year ago with the tiny apartments in Japan where they use galvanized steel and they're like, we're going to knock this down and we're going to put this up here. There's these videos, you got to check them out. There always are galvanized steel and padding put on the walls. This is what that apartment is. It's a galvanized steel apartment from Japan. So, we checked out that one, and then there was another one on the 12th floor. Now, we checked out the apartment on the 9th floor, which is the an exact replica of the one on the 12th floor, but they were doing renovations, so we couldn't see that one. The one on that would be on the 12th floor is 4 times the size, would you say?
It's definitely 2 or 3, without a doubt.
It's much big. It's basically just a big square room, which is all I need. It had 2 closets, a bathroom, a tiny kitchen. Now, when I say a tiny kitchen, it's just 2 burners, a sink, a microwave. Did it even have a stove? I don't even think it had a stove. It just had the burners.
Yeah, it just had 2 burners.
But
no
I have
oven.
I have an air fryer. I don't need an oven. But it had 1 window, and it was on the 12th floor. And a mini fridge. Yeah, it's not even a full size fridge. But it's on the Upper West Side. And we looked at the apartments, and then we went downstairs, and right across the street is the most Seinfeld-looking diner, and we ate there. And I was like, "This is the New York that I wanted. This is the New York I need to live in."
I definitely it would be envious of the neighborhood. The neighborhood is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is about 10 blocks away from the 3-story Barnes & Nobles I go to all the time. It's about 20 blocks from the AMC Theater I go to. The 1 train is right there, which goes up and down the west side, takes me anywhere I need to go. You're only a couple of blocks from Central Park, from the Natural History Museum. It's on, for those who have been on the Upper West Side, it's like around, I won't give you the exact address because if I get it, I don't want you coming to stalk me. But it's around Broadway and 100. And by around, I mean it's on Broadway and 100. But I'm not going to tell you the apartment number, even though I already told you it's on the 12th floor. Come by and see me. Who cares?
Just go sit at the diner and eat every night until you see him and follow him home.
You know what? I need friends. Just come and see me. So the owner of the building is out of country. So the guy told me he would let me know by Friday, at latest Monday. It is currently 6:04 p.m. on Monday, and I have not heard from him. So I don't have high hopes. But it's the kind of apartment that I'm looking for. I am meeting with a social worker at the VA on Wednesday, and he said that she'll be able to help me find an apartment. So I have high hopes. But it's a lot. Finding an apartment in New York City is a lot. Putting on top of that you have a housing voucher, because a lot of people, legally, they can't deny you housing with the voucher, but they sure can dodge phone calls.
It's so interesting to me. I don't even understand why this is a thing. I would think, it's guaranteed rent for a year. It is guaranteed broker's fee. It is guaranteed money. I would think a realtor would jump on this.
Yeah.
Or maybe they get worried that at the end of that year, then they would lose the apartment.
What I think it is, and because I've heard this from a couple of people, and even when I talk to my social worker, it's it's the stigma of these are housing vouchers, which means you are poor, which means you're problematic. You probably do drugs. You're probably not going to pay your rent. You're probably going to cause problems because we have this stigma.
You're probably going to report me to the city of New York.
Yeah, there's this stigma of people on vouchers are, the underbelly of society, and they're not the wealthy folks that I want in my building. And it sucks that they feel that way, because I will say, when I was in the shelter, I felt like, if anybody watches the Golden Girls, that episode where the girls had to sleep at the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have this mentality of what homeless people are like. And I talked to some people. I mean, I think most Americans are one paycheck away from having to go to a shelter. And it's not, oh, I've been on drugs, or I have mental issues, or mental health issues, or I have all these problems in life. It's just, your hours got cut at work, your rent got increased, and you couldn't afford to renew your lease. And one day you have a house, the next day you're like, well, where the fuck do I go? And there's this mentality that, oh, these are the underbelly of society. So I think that's why they're hesitant to use the vouchers.
I had that impression about alcoholics until I was
Yeah.
one. And, and met others and was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not what
that's
an
a good
alcoholic
example.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. Before I was HIV positive, I thought I knew what an HIV positive person was. And guess what?
You were
Some
right.
of us are fat. No, I thought it was like sickly skinny. No, some of us are fat. Some of us, you're not in a wheelchair in some hospice area where you have these, particularly men of our age, you have these images from the 80s that are ingrained in our mind. And that's just not how they live these days. And it's out of sight, out of mind. And there's so many people who have issues in the world today where if you're not living them, you have this certain stigma about them. And it sucks. It sucks that people feel that way.
It's funny. When you say like, yes, some people are fat. It reminds me, like, I had this terrible breakup, and this guy, he decided to message like all of my friends and my mother and everyone and be like, he's got a cocaine addiction and he's gonna die and blah blah blah. And I have this friend. She responded to him and she's like, no, I'm sorry, honey. He's way too fat to have a cocaine addiction.
No, I've told you this story. I don't know if I told it on this podcast, but when I got diagnosed, obviously that's when I started putting weight on. I quit smoking, and I got as my therapist would say, I put weight on to mask myself, to make myself unattractive to men, so that I wouldn't put myself in situations like, again, whatever. I'm not a therapist. I don't know what she meant. Anyway, I was at a bar once, and a guy came up to me and was talking to me, and he was into fat guys. We'll just be blunt. He was into fat guys. And I am somebody who, if somebody's like, hey, let's go back to my place or go back to your place, I tell them, hey, I'm HIV positive. And his response is, I didn't know fat people could have AIDS. And I was like, what the fuck did you say? And I was like, first off, I don't have AIDS. Secondly, I'm not that fat.
Yeah.
Back then, I wasn't that fat. Now I'm like fat. But back then, I wasn't that fat.
And third, I'm going to need you to stop talking if I'm going to go back to your place.
Seriously. And fourth, you're kind of hot, so my place or yours.
It never crossed my mind that you didn't go after he said that. I mean,
listen.
Girls got to eat.
Nobody's business. Anyway, what else did I do? Oh, you know what? I did, because you and I have the AMC card, the A-list, which, by the way, did you notice we're not the only ones who bow and princess wave when they, at the beginning of each movie, AMC thanks their A-list. When we saw Disclosure Day, I noticed a couple a couple of seats over, they did the kind of wave to the audience. And then I went and saw Toy Story 5 on Friday, and 3 guys stood up and bowed to everybody, and waved them like they're celebrities. I was like,
that's hilarious.
There are no original jokes in this world anymore.
No,
but I
they
went
took
and
it a
saw.
step further. They stood up.
Yeah,
That's good.
they stood up. They were like, "You will recognize us." Okay, so we're gonna talk later about a movie we saw together.
Yes.
But I did a double feature that night. So after we saw that movie, I went and saw Toy Story 5. I don't know if you're a fan of this Toy Story franchise.
I've seen the first one. It was very good.
Okay. I love the Toy Story movies. I think I was 15 when the first one came out. I went and saw it in theaters, and I'm a huge Tom Hanks fan. So anything Tom Hanks does, I love. I just love the whole characters and story. It's fantastic. So I went and saw this one. This one, for those who are familiar with the franchise, is a focus on Jessie, the female cowboy voiced by Joan Cusack. Woody and Buzz are like side characters who are in the movie maybe 10 or 15 minutes. They're barely in this. This is almost exclusively a Jessie movie, which as I was going along, I was like, oh, we're not going to see Buzz and Woody hardly ever. But as it went on, I was like, wow, this is really good. It's really good. If you like the story movies, check it out. And because I know you cry at movies.
I do.
Commercials. Sometimes when you stop and think, I was like, why the fuck am I crying? There's a point in this movie. Do you mind if I spoil it? Spoiler alert for those who are listening. Okay, so
she dies.
No.
Jessie gets her haircut.
No. Oh my God, no, don't traumatize me. So
what if you started crying right now when I said that?
Don't
say that. No.
Her braids is what makes her. So for those who followed along, Jessie has trauma from the first girl who abandoned her. So she grew up. She belonged to this girl, Emily, and she left her at like a Salvation Army type thing because she grew up. And she had these issues of being abandoned. So she's now with this new girl, Bonnie, who's in the next two films. And Bonnie is at that age where kids pick on her for playing with toys because everybody's into tech now. So she ignores her toys, and Jessie's feeling abandoned again. So through the story, Jessie ends up at the house of Emily's, where she grew up, at Emily's house. And she finds out, because she always felt that Emily just didn't care about her anymore. She finds out that Emily, I'm going to cry, Jesus Christ. Emily named her daughter after Jessie because Jessie meant so much to her growing up. And Jessie was just like, I always thought Emily hated me and that she just threw me away. But I had such an impact on her life that she named her daughter after me. And then you can hear sniffles in the fucking audience. Everybody was crying. And I was like, have I been drinking? Or I'm on menopause or something, because I was very emotional. But it was such a cute movie. It was so good. I loved it. Everybody should go see it. It was fantastic.
Don't you think that the storyline is a little traumatic for children?
It was too traumatic for me. I am not in the
like
emotional
this.
state for that movie.
I don't. You know what? I don't want to watch toys get abandoned and have lifelong trauma because of it, and then relive their trauma over and over again. What kind of torture is this?
Listen, we can't coddle these children. They have to know the world sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great movie. I love every Toy Story movie. Even the little...
She felt abandoned. This is what Toy Story 6 is going to be about. Like, the toy felt abandoned because the kid just didn't come home one day, and then you find out 20 years later that the kid was stolen from their school by ICE and sent to a different country, and they fought their way back to find them, and by then, the toy had a new family. That's what Toy Story 6
Shit, I'd watch that movie. I ain't gonna lie. I would fucking watch that movie. But yeah, I'm digging this AMC A-list. Because here's the thing, like with Regal's Unlimited, you can see all the movies you can unlimited, but it's limited to just standard movies. So like they charge you additional fees for if you want to see it in 4D or you want to see it in IMAX. AMC, you get 4 movies a week in any format. So I saw Toy Story in IMAX, and it was at the Times Square one. So it was the actual IMAX screen. And I don't know that I've ever seen a movie in actual IMAX. And it was, maybe that's what made me cry, it was just one of the best movie-going experiences I've ever had in my life. It was just the sound, the look, the picture. It's fantastic. Anyway, I want to see all my films in IMAX.
if you were so moved to show up to this podcast in red braids, I would have loved it.
I'm poor right now. Wait till I have.
Oh, that's true.
Wait till business picks up. I will legit buy some Jesse red braids, and I will wear them on an episode. You know what? Challenge accepted. I am dressing up as Jesse from Toy Story for Halloween.
I'm gonna just say this too.
I
I'm just gonna say this. There's a storm out there right now. I bet that you
Mhm.
could walk around and find red braids laying
I
on the
could.
street. Usually after a
Ooh.
storm, something like that is like there's
Okay.
there's usually hair available on the street.
You talk to Dylan about this, but what I'm thinking is Halloween. You and him dress as Buzz and Woody, and I will dress as Jesse, and we will go trick or treating.
I'm up for that, but I
Okay.
was kind of hoping that you would have found an apartment by then.
Oh no! I mean, I will. The apartment will be in New York.
Okay,
I'm sure I'm going to
okay.
see you after I have my apartment. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, you
you're like,
guys are still here.
Let's do a Ruby's costume, all of us.
Okay, I don't know if you watch How I Met Your Mother, but they do this bit where because Marshall and Lily are married, and then Ted is like their friend, and he's talking about the the couple's thruple costume that they're gonna do, and they're looking at pictures from Halloween to the past, and it's always like there's the two of them, Marshall and Lily, who are like salt and pepper, and then Ted's like paprika. It's always something that's a little off from the couple's costume that fits, but it's not really. And that's how it will be. It'll be
That's
Buzz
funny.
and Woody and Jesse. Anyway, we're already over an hour, so I'm gonna call my week there. How was your week?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, everything else I did with you, so we'll talk about it in
Yeah.
your week.
I did a lot of things, but I do want to just say, for anyone that cares, with an update on the garage conversion at my house, we've hit
Yes.
this stage where it's contentious financially, because like things are moving along real fast, and all of a sudden bills are coming in, and they're way beyond what was discussed, and so, or let me just say, they're hitting the cap and it's not finished. So I'm just
Mhm.
like, where's this going? So there was there's a little bit of a figuring out how to handle that situation and those concerns moving forward that's going on right now. But and to be honest with you, I don't know if they've stopped working or not. They're supposed
Oh
to pour
God.
the concrete tomorrow, and he was like, "Well, we'll just put a pause on everything. I hate to do this, but let's put a pause on it until blah blah blah." And I was like, "No, no, no. The driveway is separate. Do the driveway. The driveway is the money is there. It's all set aside. It's the other part that is becoming more expensive than what we
Yeah.
discussed, and that we need to come to terms with." Um, so I hope that they finish the driveway tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Um, but I mean, he's a nice guy. It's not his fault, you know. I mean, somebody decided to create a war that raised gas prices, and now the price of everything has gone up. So,
Yeah.
what was budget? I mean, I budgeted like $10,000 above what the price of this was going to cost, and it's looking like that's going to get blown out of the water. And that's just my concern. I'm like, let's just take a breath. Let's calm down. There's not an endless pool of finances here. Let's rein it in. So we'll see what happens. I'll be there tomorrow, and we'll see if they're pouring it or not. If they pour it, great. If they don't, oh well. Just a couple of shows. Saw a couple of shows this week.
Yeah.
Got tickets to see the Ballisters. It's a show that we saw at a preview of at the Tonys. And I thought, well, this is a good show, and it's got a lot of famous people in it. Let me tell you a few of them.
Sure.
Richard Thomas, who was John Boy from the Waltons. So whenever you hear somebody
John
say
Boy.
"Good night, John Boy," they're talking to him.
You know, I don't know if you were here because I know you were out of town when this was happening, but when To Kill a Mockingbird was touring, he was Atticus Fitch.
Yes.
When I went and saw it at the Dr. Phillips Center. He
Yeah,
was
I'm sure he was
fantastic.
great in it too. Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
I did not see him in that because I was out of town when I came through, but I did get to see it with Jeff Daniels, and that was miraculous.
Nothing against this
to one
guy,
up your
but I would
story.
have loved to see it with Jeff Daniels.
Yeah,
But I
love
did
Jeff
get to
Daniels.
see it with my sister because that's right, you were out of town, so I took my sister to see it. She loved it.
Oh, good. Ricardo Shavira is in it. He plays Carlos in Desperate Housewives, the one married to Gabrielle, the rich guy.
I loved that show. And I
Yeah.
loved Carlos. He was such a good guy.
Now, this guy, you may not know his name, but you may know a character he plays in something else. Carl Clemens Hopkins. He plays Marcus in Hacks, if you've ever seen that show.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's in that.
Okay. I didn't know.
And then
there are a lot of famous people in this.
yeah,
You weren't
this
lying.
one took me a while to get what she was in because it's not in her bio, which I would think would be. Margaret Collins, who plays Jeff Goldblum's ex-wife in Independence Day.
Oh, that's not on her bio?
It wasn't in her bio in the program, I don't think. I have to go back and
Oh.
look. Anyway, it's a really great show. It's something I wish that you could have seen, and that everybody should see. I wrote down it's a great show. It's a must see, but you missed it because it closed on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why I wanted to see it before it closed, so we went. It's a show about an HOA, right? It's at its simplicity, that's what it is. It's everything is an HOA meeting, and I mean, as much as I hate HOAs, I loved this show, but probably because of all the reasons that I hate an HOA. It is a show about racism. It's about homophobia. It's about microaggressiveness, and sprinkled with a little bit of white saviorism. It is the perfect show for this time. I mean, there's like everyone who thinks that they're doing the right thing actually isn't, and it kind of cracks me up because it points out to everybody what the hypocrisy of their own action is, or they think, oh, I'm doing the right thing, and then it's like, well, what about this? And even like the person that's the star of the show who does the most righteous thing kind of sold out at the end. So it's all very kind of interesting. Really cool. There's one segment where there's this guy. Oh, I didn't look what he's in. Damn, he's well known too. I'll have to tell you about it later. Anyway, he plays this middle-aged white guy who's like, he's like, I try to do the right thing. I try to get the pronouns right, but everything changes all the time and I can't keep up and I'm a good person. And it's like, okay, calm down, Whitey. Everything's
It sounds
fine.
like the speech I give myself in the mirror every morning.
I thought you would like it. I thought you'd like the show. It's it's funny.
I really
and
wish
it's
I would have
good,
seen it. It
but I
sounds
gotta
good.
tell you, there's a thing that happens that's happening in a couple of shows that I've been seeing. Is where they try to get everybody riled up, and they the people on stage get riled up. Like somebody, like that guy gives that whole speech, and then somebody comes back and yells at him. It's like, well, what about this? Or what about this? And then people in the audience start going, yeah. And it's like, calm down, everybody. It's a show. None of those people up there are real. None of this is happening in front of your face. And so, like the guy, he played a horrible person. John Boy played a horrible person, and he would say something, and everybody would be like. Like, and then they would get mad, and it's like he's just playing a part. It's okay, but it's good that they're so good that people get wrapped up in the show.
It reminds me of with Game of Thrones. The kid who played Joffrey would get death threats because he played the role so good.
Yeah, that's so dumb. So then we went, and this is something we did together. We went to I laugh because of what I know is going to come up in this conversation. But we went to Broadway Celebrates Juneteenth, which is a free concert that's been going on for like 6 years or something like that. Or was it more?
They've been doing it the last couple of years.
And it's a free concert that they do in Times Square. And they have several, 34 Broadway stars that are currently playing. And I think it was 17 different shows on Broadway, hosted by Corbin Bleu. The
Great Gatsby on Broadway right now.
Yeah, he's in The Great Gatsby right now, but people would know him from High School Musical.
Yeah, I think most people know him from High School Musical, which I could tell by the look on Caitlin's face. That's what she knew him from.
Yeah, I call him "We're All in This Together," because I just watched that episode of Modern Family where Philadelphia is doing the dance. Anyway, let's just get this part out of the way. So we got there really early.
Yes.
Because we had gone to lunch and then we're like, oh well, let's not
Yes.
go back and then go. Let's just go there and stake out a spot. And we found a great spot.
Yeah.
They were doing all of the mic checks. So we're standing there listening to the mic checks, and then we noticed that there was this one like religious-y song, and it got some people moving and riled up. Well, it got somebody riled up a lot. And so this guy he just started like, God is good, screaming, God is good, God is good. And then he turned angry and started calling people bad words.
Yeah. So we're standing there, we're lined up, and they're doing this religious song, and we hear a voice behind us, and it's Jesus is good, praise Jesus. And then it devolves into Jesus is coming back in 3 days. And we're like, what? We didn't get the memo. We didn't know.
Right. He starts yelling. I think he was yelling that he only has 3 years left. And then 3 days.
So I moved behind you because he was directly behind me. And when somebody's screaming like that, my first thought is, if you have a knife, you're not stabbing me in the back. If you're going to come at me, you need to stab me in the front.
Before he moved behind you, he was standing directly behind me. I could feel his breath on my ear, and I could smell the alcohol on his breath. I assumed he was like, a 50, 60-year-old homeless guy who was standing behind me screaming. But he then moved over to behind you, and then you were like, mm-mm. And you moved behind me.
So I moved behind you
he was
guys,
to our side.
And he was, kind of off in front of us, off to the side. And he was late 20s, early 30s. I don't think he could have been more than
he was
mid-30s.
Young.
He
and
was
his
young.
clothes weren't dirty.
No, he didn't look homeless. But then again, do I?
Not right now.
Not right now. Although I am a little sweaty. So he starts ranting. He's like, Jesus is coming back. And then, so off to our right, also his right, is a little collection of seats that people had dragged over because we're on the other side of the gate. So there's like a VIP.
We did take a photo. So this is, and I did ask people to listen to find out if we were VIP. No. But we were right at the gate.
We were right
at the gates. Right there.
Much like when we ascend to heaven, we were right outside the gates.
And
they would not let us in.
I took a picture of Debbie Allen and sent it to Jen, and Jen was
She's
like, "Oh my
inside the
God!"
gates.
She's like, "Oh my God, you made it in," and I was like, "No, we're just right outside of it."
Yeah.
Plus, I zoomed in to fool her.
So we're standing outside the gates. There's a collection of chairs people have dragged over to sit. So he's screaming, "Praise Jesus! Praise Jesus! Praise Jesus!" and then looks at the people in the seats, and then starts screaming at them that he's going to kick their ass. And I'm like, I don't think that's very Jesus-like.
He's like, say something. Say something.
Say something.
By the way, no one is saying anything to him.
Nobody's even
looking at him, and he's just yelling. And then he starts dropping like racial slurs at people, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable.
So, of course, this guy's ranting and raving and screaming. So a lady buys him a piece of pizza. Now, Rick later explained to me, because I was like, why are we rewarding that behavior? Give me the pizza. And he said her thought process was probably, if I give him pizza and he's eating, he will be too preoccupied to be yelling at people.
Right. Like he'll take his pizza. She even tried to she said, come over here, come and eat it. So he grabs the pizza and then starts eating it right there and screaming with his mouth full.
I'm not going to say this is because we are in a progressive city or a woke city or a sanctuary city, but he was very aggressive and people were being way too nice to him. And I was like, no, don't give him shit. People are like, oh, calm down, son. And I was like, punch him in the face. But maybe I'm just aggressive. So he's getting more and more aggressive. There are two women by the gate, kind of in the cluster that we're in. So he's got the little pizza box in one hand, and a slice of pizza in the other.
Short, thick.
Yeah,
girls. They were
they were thick.
They were thick.
So he starts hovering first the box over one of their heads. He's like, oh, and then the slice of pizza. Oh, and then they turn around and they're like, stop it. And he goes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And starts getting very aggressive.
it escalated at that when
So
once somebody
quickly.
said something to him, it
Yeah,
escalated so
it
quickly.
escalates
But
so
she
quickly.
basically all she said was, "Could you stop?"
Yeah, could
And
you
it was
stop?
because he actually hit somebody with the pizza, and she
Yes.
was like, "Could you stop?" Now I will just mention because he does at some point
Oh,
that
yes, I was gonna mention
she's
that, but yes.
white. She's white, and
Yes.
this was a Juneteenth event, and
Yes,
he
and he
started
is black,
screaming.
and he said,
You're like,
"I
"You're
was a
white."
slave. This is my day.
Yeah,
This is
you're
my
white. You
day."
shut up. Like and it was so
Yeah.
aggressive that so one of the girls, people
Leaves.
call her Pizza Girl.
Yeah, the one
Pizza
he was
Girl
hovering the pizza over, she leaves to go get
finally
the
was
cops.
like, I'm gonna go find help because
Yeah.
it was a thing too where people were just sort of standing around, and it's like you knew if you said like, hey, leave these girls alone, you're going to
Yeah.
get stabbed or you're
There
gonna
is
be in a
this
fight.
thing for those who have never been to New York or not in New York. There's this line you need to find where at what point do you get involved
Yeah.
with the shit going on around you? Because rule number 1 in New York is mind your business. And at what point do you get involved? So it was getting to that point where it was like, we need to start making a decision whether we're going to get involved or
Yeah.
not.
As
And
soon as
then
it gets physical, you get involved, right?
Yeah.
And so
So
when
then a
it's
security
words,
guy
you're just
walks
kind of like
over.
yell
Yeah.
your words. You have the freedom of speech. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the security guards who's working the event comes over. Handsome guy in a black suit, long black hair pulled up in a ponytail.
Tall,
and he's
thin
like,
guy. Tall, thin.
Yeah. He's like, listen, dude, you got to calm down. You need to leave these people alone. You're being a little aggressive. And he doesn't touch them, but he does that thing that like security does where they put the hand out and like imaginary start to push you. Like, come this way. And then all hell breaks loose. He throws the pizza on the floor and he's like, don't touch me. And he grabs the security guy, and the security guy grabs him, and they start to tussle right in front of us. Now, if you're thinking to yourself,
inches from our head.
Yeah.
Inches.
If you're thinking, you must be exaggerating, you're making this all up. I shot a video because, yeah, I'm that guy. I pulled out my phone and I started to record it.
I did see your recording.
Yeah. They started tussling around. And then as they're tussling, the lady who left comes back and she's got 2 officers with him. And the guy sees the officers.
No, I'm sorry. I just want to,
Yeah.
I want to, like, before this moment.
Yes.
So they're tussling. Remember the lady with the headset?
Oh, yes.
The production manager lady comes over,
Yes.
and this cracked me up because these guys are going at it. Now, the security guy was going to lose a fight. He was going to lose. So she's trying to de-escalate the situation. So she's like, she's got her headphones on, and she's like, okay, everybody, everything's fine. Everyone just kind of calm down. Let's lower the temperature. Everything's okay. And then she turned around and she would yell, I need NYPD now. And then she'd look over like, everything's okay. Everything's fine. And so then what happened is the Times Square security guards walked up. And then the guy saw them and said to the girl that asked him to stop, he goes, this is your fault.
Look what you did. Look what you did. And then he runs away.
Yeah, and then he runs away. And then when he runs away and they come back, the girl walks up and is like, I found 2 officers. They're right there. And then her friend was like, girl, you done missed the whole thing. So anyway,
Yeah.
So we just get that.
Crazy.
That was it was an intense, crazy situation.
I'm going to send you the video,
like
Caitlin.
again.
If you want to post it up, you can. I'll leave it up to your discretion.
So that happened, and then the show started, right? So I don't want to
Yes.
distract from like what the show. It was great. The show. Now we had seen pretty much the whole show in the
During
preview,
the rehearsals,
during the dress rehearsals, so we didn't stay for the whole thing because we had something else to do. But I do just want to say that Debbie Allen was given an award. It was really cool to see her. I'm a huge fan, so it was cool to see her there.
Mhm.
Leighton Williams performed "Out of the Darkness" from Everybody's Talking About Jamie. Leighton Williams plays the iceberg, and the iceberg Tina Turner in Titanic. and he is fantastic
Mhm.
and super gay, super good, super gay,
Super
worth
good,
it all.
super gay.
And then like 3 people from the cast of Cats came out to sing The
4.
Color Purple. 4
Yeah.
came out to sing The Color Purple, and they were so good.
Very
It
good, very good.
almost, but not quite, made me want to go see Cats because I'm
Mhm.
like, they can sing.
The best one was, I can't remember what she sang, what show it was from, but the girl from 6 who was
Yes.
belting it.
Yeah.
She was so good.
Yeah, there was a lot of great performances, and it was an interesting story. They took a storyline. They took you through how entertainment fought for, or songs that reflected what was happening in the world as civil rights was making its way through the decades, like the 50s, 60s, 70s, the 80s. It was great. It was great the way it was all put together. It was really
There
good
was
show.
a young girl from one of the theater schools who sang Changes from Dreamgirls. That was
Yeah.
just amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely amazing.
interesting that a child is singing that song, but it was really
Yes. Not something that I think a 9-year-old would be going through, but she definitely had the passion of it.
She did. So that was Friday. Saturday, I'll just say we went on a Macy's tour. We went through every floor of Macy's.
Yep, you came by.
And
Yeah.
during this, I found a comforter made by UGG that I am desperate to get. I love it.
A lot of people don't realize UGG makes more than just boots. They make outfits, they make socks and shirts, and they also make bedding.
If you have a pair of Uggs and you're like, oh my God, these are heaven on my feet, imagine that it could be heaven for your whole body.
A whole bed.
It's the softest, most incredible comforter I've ever touched. And I was immediately like, find this now. We couldn't find it. We found like different colors and things of it, we think. But we couldn't find that one. And then so we went to the Uggs flagship store and they're like, we don't do bedding here. And then we found out from you that it's discontinued. So what's
the particular brand you're looking for? So the way that Macy's or that Uggs works, so they have their current collection that applies to shoes, apparel, and bedding. When the season is over, they discontinue the whole almost the whole collection. You have your classics that are year round, and you have your Taz and Tasmans that are year round. But most of the new stuff that they put out the collection, they discontinue. So it gets pulled and it gets sent to our outlet stores, but it gets sent out to like Macy's, Bloomingdale's, TJ Maxx. It gets sent out to these retail stores where they are able to sell stuff that are no longer on the collection. So the blanket that you guys found at Macy's is no longer on the collection. However,
you mean it might be at TJ Maxx for like $60?
You'd have to go look. It's once it's off the collection, it's kind of a like a rummage sale find. It's like you have to go through department stores to try to find stuff because there's no rhyme or reason how they send this stuff out. It's just like scattered to the winds. Department stores pick it up, they put it on sale, they sell it for whatever they want to sell it for, and then you just have to find it.
Wow. I know what I'm doing for the rest of my life. I'm finding
there are 2 outlet, like UGG specific outlets. One in upstate New York, one I think in Long Island. I will get the addresses. Those are most likely the places you're going to find the bedding that you want. They do have updated bedding that might have the same fur. So when you're back in New York, we'll rub a couple of blankets. You find the one that you like, and then we'll compare it to the website and see if it's part of the new collection. If it is, then we'll get it for you.
Sweet. I love it.
But yeah, they have whole bedding. It comes with a blanket, sheets, pillows. Like you could just sleep inside of a fucking UGG boot if you want. It's amazing.
Look, I touch a lot of the other blankets and things like that and comforters. This particular one is it's you have no idea what I'm talking about until you feel it.
Yeah.
It's
I went
so
upstairs
soft.
to get the name of the blanket because I was trying to see if it was still on the website. And I rubbed the blanket you were speaking of, and it is heavenly. It is just the
Right?
softest, most amazing blanket I've ever touched in my life.
Would it be funny? I'll come home. Or you'll come home. You'll be like, yeah, sorry, I couldn't find it anywhere, and then you'll have it hidden in the room, and like,
Shh, that's not it. Don't look at it. I thought about just pulling it off the display bed and being like, "Hey, ring this shit up for me," because it's like I couldn't find it. It's the Brody. I think
wanted
is
to
what
ask.
it is.
Yeah, I thought about asking and saying like,
Yeah.
how much for the display blanket? Like, just call me when you're done with it, and I'll buy
Yeah,
it.
but it's amazing.
So
It's so soft.
So the only other thing, aside from the film that I want to talk about is I was so I didn't think I was gonna get to see this show. And I went on to see if I could find tickets on TDF to go see Chess before it closed because it closed last Sunday
Yeah.
too, or it closed yesterday. And so I wanted to see it again. But while I was looking for that, I saw it pop up on TDF. I thought it was sold out, and it's only a 2 week run, and I didn't think I was going to see it. But at New York City Center, Billy Porter and Wayne Brady are starring in La Cage aux Folles, or as the guy behind me liked to say, The Cage of Follies.
The Cage of Follies.
He told like deadpan told a friend of his, "Oh yeah, this is based on the Birdcage, but it's called the Cage of Follies." I was like, "Yes, yes, it sure is."
Really quick before you get into the show, because I want to ask you, when you see something or you hear something like that, at what point do you say something? Because I'm not going to use names, but there are certain people, maybe at work, who say some stupid shit. And I don't know at what point am I supposed to say, listen, I need to re-educate you because what you're saying is completely wrong. But then I'm like, I don't care enough.
Yeah, I mean that's where I go with it. If it's somebody I know,
Yeah.
I might just, and it's not in a crowd or a group of people, I might say, "Oh, just so you know,
Yeah.
it's more French. It's pronounced like
Remind
this."
me when we're done here, because in case they do listen to the podcast, I don't want to call no one out, but remind me to mention this,
All right.
and then I'll tell you what I'm talking about.
There's just I used to date somebody who was notorious for saying, "Well, actually," and correcting everybody, or saying
Yeah.
something like, "Interesting fact," which is why I always say, rarely is an interesting
Fun
fact
fact.
follow when somebody says interesting fact. So,
Yeah.
it would take a lot for me unless we're just talking. Like if Dylan said it, I might be like, "Hey, listen, when you say
Yeah.
it in public, say it like this, so you don't sound like you
Yeah.
don't know
If
what
it's
you're talking
somebody
about."
I care about who's
Yeah,
like family or friends, I don't want them to look stupid in public. So I'll say, listen, this is actually what it is or how you're supposed to say that. But I think in most situations that I'm just going to let them roll with it.
yeah. So here's a couple of things about the show. Wayne Brady was George.
Yeah.
That's the Robin Williams character from The Birdcage. Billy Porter was Albin, which is the
Nathan Lane.
Albert
Yeah.
Nathan Lane character. Their son is the guy. It was his Broadway debut, I believe. Alamon. I'm not going to get it right.
Mhm.
The audio, something like that. It's funny because it could look like it spelled like it could be Daddy-O, but
Ooh.
he plays the son, and I just gonna say what a hard job it is to play the son in that show,
Mhm.
no matter what version of it is, because the kid's an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no
He's
way
just
around it.
he's just he treats his dads like
Yeah.
crap.
You say terrible things.
Yeah.
You treat them like crap, and but I will say that this guy was very talented. He sang and he danced really well. It was really, really a great
Oh,
performance.
good.
So anyway, Jacob, it's Jacob, but it's Jacob, is the Aguilar Spartacus character,
Okay.
played by James Jackson Jr., who was in Strange Loop as Thought Number Two, won an Olivier
Oh,
Award for
okay.
that performance. And since
Congratulations.
I saw that, I thought I'd mention that he um, was in that. So the thing about this performance is like it was like they the open what they do a lot at Broadway shows now is like there's this opening speech sort of thing, and sometimes it's like a character from the show that comes out and does it. Sometimes it's a voiceover. This was a voiceover from Harvey Firestein, or as
Oh.
I didn't realize this, Harvey Fierstein is how he said his name, but he did the announcement at the beginning and mentioned that it was a concert performance. So you
Yeah.
might see the characters with their scripts in hand, which I didn't really. I mean, I didn't think anything of it, and I don't even know if they needed to say that because I kept looking like, where are their scripts? Where are their scripts? And they hid them very well. They did a very good job at it. So there was only like one time where Billy Porter flubbed up a line, and then he looked at the audience and flipped his script back a page, and then said the
Yeah.
line, and then kept going, and everybody laughed, and it was kind of fun. You know, but so they make it obvious they were really good. I thought Wayne Brady was pretty stellar in this. I didn't realize he could sing as well as he could sing and act. Like he was great in it. Um, Billy Porter is just a powerhouse.
Yeah.
His "I Am What I Am" performance was like, it reminded me of. Now I'm not comparing it to it. I'm not high on the show anymore, so I'm not gonna say it rivals that of Audra McDonald singing Rose's Turn.
How dare you? How dare you?
But
Just
I
kidding.
will say that he gave it everything,
Yeah.
and watching Billy Porter give his all is pretty spectacular. And
Listen,
so
I am not the biggest Billy Porter fan. He's a lot. But there is no denying that he is a very talented singer. He has
Yeah.
an amazing voice.
yeah, he's a great performer. Like he was made for this show.
Yeah.
And it was great. So that's all the good stuff, right? So I will say this though, for fans of the Birdcage, this is a different show.
Yeah.
It's not the Birdcage.
And I have a feeling, and because you and I, we covered it. The Birdcage is a great movie. We both love it. I feel like La Cage aux Folles came before the Birdcage, and people have a tendency to kind of associate, like you said, the person where the Birdcage came first. And they're very different medias. They're very different products, and you can't compare the two.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the stories are I mean, because
Yeah.
the Birdcage is an Americanized version of a show that doesn't take place in America. So it's a different storyline. It is endearing. There's nothing endearing about the conservative family. Nothing in the Cage aux Folles.
Yeah.
But there was there's a whole comic bit about
Yeah.
him and all this, and he loved the mother, like, right?
Mhm.
He was like, she's a good strong woman, and I like her values, and not at all in this other one. It's like
No.
that whole relationship is not even there at all. The other it was I mean, I know it takes place in France, but it's just weird, like that the guy kept calling his father Papa.
Papa.
He's like, Papa, I need you to do
I
this.
gotta say,
Papa,
and I
do this
feel
for
like I
me."
can say this because French people are white too. French people are obnoxious sometimes. There, I said it. I see a lot of French people come through UGG at Macy's, and the French and the Italian are some of the most obnoxious, demanding people ever. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
I can't speak on an entire culture of people, because I do not have a lot of dealings with them. But I will say I love French onion soup.
Ooh, okay, yes, and I do love a good French baguette.
The other thing that was weird is they kept referring to their son as the child. Like they would say the child's getting married, or the child, like even
The gays or the conservatives?
the gays.
Oh,
It was their
that's
kid,
weird.
and their son. They'd be like the boy, or maybe it was the boy, but they were like,
Does
the
he not
boy,
have a
the boy
name?
wants to get married. The boy is
The boy.
Papa. I'm the boy.
I
So
already
very
hate
weird.
this show.
Yeah, it was so very weird. But there was so much good about it. Choreography
Yeah.
was great. It's obviously been updated. It was an all I believe is an all black cast. They took the performers, like the drag queens in the show, within the show. They took iconic things from black culture, like voguing and the Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation and that kind of stuff. It was
Ooh,
all played a
love that.
part in this, and I think it was done really well. It's a good show. I will say that the last two things I want to say about it. I don't think I could ever get TDF tickets to New York City Center again. And I know it's like it's terrible that I'm like, oh, I paid $60 for these tickets and I'm complaining about them. But they were like, when you get TDF tickets, it's like shows they try to fill all the seats, right? Like
Yeah.
last minute kind of stuff, and so you get like really discounted tickets to get really great seats in the orchestra. These were I was 3 rows from the wall in the mezzanine,
Mm.
and there was like a thing above us, so you're looking at like a little screen. It looked like you were watching a little TV set. In fact, I was so like, this is I think it's because they save the really good seats. It's a kind of a membership kind of a theater, so the really good seats go to
Yeah.
the members, and I get that. I don't donate money, so I get it. Um, but I was taken back because I didn't realize that that's when you get those seats, that's what you're going for. Um, but I will say about the show, they were so good that I forgot that I was angry about the seats when I first sat down. So good. And I was pleasantly surprised that the people around us were quiet and didn't talk the whole time and
Yeah.
enjoyed the show too, which was really cool. Now, the lady sitting next to Dylan, I will say this. She bought the middle seat. Listen, for anyone that has gastrointestinal issues and you're going to a show, you might want to not buy the middle seats of a long row. You might want to get an aisle seat so that you can come and go as you
Mhm.
please. Anyway, this lady, intermission, before the lights even come up, she's pushing, I got to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, I've got to go to the bathroom. So we're like, all right, we get out of the way. She goes to the bathroom. Same thing at curtain call. She's like, I got to go. I got to go. I think she might have waited a song too many because she
Mm.
walked by. She definitely had a blowout. She
Ew.
definitely shit herself, without a
Shit.
doubt. Like the
Gross.
smell that I was like, oh, I had to check my shoes to make sure nothing fell on me. It's gross. But anyway, it was a good weekend. It was a good week.
Anyway, yeah.
So I know we got to run through this, and I feel bad because we talked so much about everything else. We're not going to give this like the amount of time it really deserves. But we went to see a film that you had
Yes.
to drag me to.
Yes. It was a horror film, I recall, called Leviticus. So it's an Australian supernatural horror film. It's written and directed by Adrian Chiarella. I'm sure I said that right.
Yeah. And he's gay.
He is gay. Absolutely. He has, this is his first feature film. He's directed 3 short films prior to this and a couple of episodes of Australian TV shows, Totally Completely Fine, Erotic Stories, and 5 Bedrooms, the latter of which you can watch on Paramount Plus if you still pay for that. It's on Paramount
If
Plus.
you hate the freedom of speech and still have a Paramount Plus account, then you can watch it.
Yeah. So the premise of this movie is basically, if you're gay in Australia, there is this preacher who has a conversion therapy kind of program where he does some sort of supernatural incantation, which then makes the person whom you are most attracted to, we'll say a supernatural entity, takes the form of that person, and that form tries to kill you.
Right. Now, can we talk about the premise right off the
Absolutely.
bat?
Of
I
course,
just want to,
yeah.
because I thought when they were going through the ritual that the idea was we're trying to stop you from being gay. We're trying to help
Mhm.
you. You don't want to be gay. Leviticus says you don't want to be gay. So we do this ritual, and it's to help you not be gay. That's what I would think that the ritual is for.
Yes.
But that can't be what it's for,
No.
because
They
there's
do
no way
mention-
out. You
Well,
can't
they
even get away
mention in
from
the
it.
film that if you distance yourself from the person who this entity looks like, which would be the person you're attracted to, that you are less likely to be killed by them. Now,
But I don't think
that
that there was
doesn't-
any evidence of that.
no, that's what I was going to say. That doesn't come across in the film, because even when they
When they try to stay away
separate
from
themselves,
each other.
the entity still tries to kill
Right.
them. So I think, and I mean, this is probably, I'm misreading this, but I think that the hateful conservatives lied. I know that's unlikely, but I think they lied.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking, okay, yeah, you stay. This is their way of getting you to be straight. Like, as long as you stay away from the little homo you love and
Yeah.
you live a straight life, you'll be okay. But no, they still hunt them
Yeah.
and try to kill them.
And even if the thing showed up and they were like, as the thing showed up, right? And the
Hmm.
kid was like, no, I don't want to be around you because I need to get away from you. It followed him.
Yeah. So Australia, there's a couple of Australian horror films. The one that first comes to mind is The Babadook. Australia has this way of taking their horror films and taking like social issues and turning them to horror films. So, The Babadook, if you saw that a couple of years ago when it came out, it's it takes grief and depression and turns it into like a horror film. And that's what they do with this is the whole conversion therapy and not wanting to be gay, that it turns it into a horror film. And I thought it was really effective. I thought it was really, really good.
You know, I would say what I wanted to say about the that whole idea of like a horror movie and the storyline behind it. This was less this is what horror movies should be. Right?
Hmm.
There should be an interesting storyline that's not just based in some sort of craziness. Now maybe it's because we're gay that we felt more attached to what was going on, or we followed the storyline, or were more interested in it. And there were some steamy scenes that made it really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like, it's really just a love story
Hmm.
about two people trying to find each other, and there were so many lessons, like sort of peppered in there that was like, I don't know, like I don't want to, when a movie just comes out, we don't want to like spoil the whole thing, so I don't want to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
like, but it's just, like the interesting thing, I think it's a lesson for the extreme. I think it's okay to say this. Yeah, it's not for this isn't a comment about how you shouldn't believe in anything that you believe in. It's a comment about how you shouldn't let your beliefs try to dictate the lives of others,
Hmm.
because the more that you try to push your agenda, the more it pushed their agenda. And so that was an interesting take on it. Um, there is yeah, I thought the movie was great. There's something interesting about it too, though, that I didn't understand, and I don't know if it's giving too much away to bring it up. So I'll let
Hmm.
you tell me. I'm just gonna say, the lighter and the flame. And
Yeah, yeah.
if I shouldn't talk about that, then I won't. But
No, there's just okay. So this, as we mentioned earlier, this your lust for same sex is turned into this entity that hunts to kill you. Now, at certain points in this movie, you learn that this particular entity is repelled by fire.
yeah, okay, so we'll say
Yeah.
that. So, and I am going to say this though, and it's because it has no bearing on the outcome of this movie.
Yeah.
Somebody figures out that this is a way to keep this entity away. Doesn't tell anybody.
You know what? I didn't even
Why?
notice that he doesn't. He doesn't tell
He
anybody.
doesn't even say, I'm going to use this to save myself
Yeah.
moving forward.
Or
Nor does
at
he
a
tell the
certain
person he's in
point
love
when
with.
he's with somebody, yeah, he doesn't say, "Oh, by the way, I learned that fire repels this thing."
Or,
FYI.
hey, girl that's losing her mind, that sits in the
Yeah.
hospital all the time because she doesn't want to be alone. Just take a little flame with you. You'll be
Yeah.
fine. Like
Keep
something, anything.
Keep a Zippo with you.
Yeah.
Those are
I
really
did
easy
read
to
this.
light. They stay lit.
So this,
Yeah.
I read this because I thought it was interesting. Or I watched the video about it. To be honest, I don't read.
Yeah.
So the director, the writer and director,
Hmm.
it's a really cool concept. They asked him why this thing comes for you when you're alone, and he said that that when you're in the closet and you're hiding, like that being alone, that's your safe space, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to fear anybody finding out about you or anything like that. And he said, in that safe space is where it would come to get you.
Yeah.
And he thought that, and so that's specifically why it happens that way. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. Terrifying and interesting.
Yeah. The whole thing with this movie, and this falls into, it started with like The Witch and Hereditary back about maybe 10, 12 years ago, what they call elevated horror, which it's a horror film that kind of explains some sort of social issue. And I noticed that as I was watching it, is this kind of, when you're alone and you think you feel safe, that's when it comes to you. And what is actually safe is coming out and being open with the person and
Yeah.
being with the person. That is what repels it, is continuing that relationship, not doing away with it.
Now, I don't like to watch horror movies.
No, you don't.
And I'm about to spend a week by myself.
You are.
And
Yes.
you just said you will die when you're alone.
Oh,
And
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
spend a whole
Jen
week
with
by
you. You'll have Jen with you. Just have her stay with you.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna sleep on our floor.
Yeah.
So anyway, it stars Joe Bird and Stacy Clausen.
Clausen. Yeah.
And it's basically their first big roles.
Yeah. Now
So
there
we couldn't find them
is.
anything else, so.
I didn't realize this until, because I knew she looked familiar.
The mom?
But yes,
I don't know. Couldn't find what she in. She looks familiar.
she's Alice from the live action Alice in Wonderland.
Oh.
I
okay,
looked that
didn't
up
see
and
it.
I was like, she looks so familiar. The one with Johnny Depp, the live action
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland. She's Alice.
She's a terrible mother in this. She's a terrible
Horrible
person.
mother. She's a great actress, but a terrible mom in this.
So what do you think Rotten Tomatoes was for this?
You know what? This was at Sundance earlier this year, and the buzz over this movie was ecstatic. So I'm going to say critics absolutely love this. So I'm going like 94 for critics. We run into this with gay movies all the time. They get I don't know if you want to call it homo bombed, queer bombed, whatever you want to call it, but homophobic people bomb queer movies and be like, oh, they sucks because they're fags. So I'm going to say 85 for audiences. I feel like enough people who actually saw this movie and thought it was great wrote
I feel like
reviews.
that's a review that somebody could give this podcast. This sucks
yeah.
because they're fags.
They're queers. We hate them. So I'm going to say 93 for audience, or for critics, 85 for audiences.
You're very close. It's
Ooh.
92
All
for
right,
critics and 83 for audiences.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I had to say, I was highly impressed with it. I do love that whole, like, I credit it because Get Out was the first horror movie I saw that had this sort of interesting storyline.
Yeah, that's
and
also
social
an elevated
commentary.
horror. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think so. I really like this kind of horror movie. I'm not, the premise of what makes it scary isn't something I'm concerned about. Like if I close my eyes and I see Dylan, I don't think he's going to kill me, so I think I'll be
Yeah.
safe. So I really
that's how
enjoyed
they
it.
get ya.
I'm giving it a solid 4 stars. I think it's a great
Yeah.
movie to see. I think even if
We
you
do
don't like
it-
horror movies, it's okay. There's only one jump scare in the whole movie. Other
Yes,
than that, it's
and
just
we all
real
jumped.
psychological.
Yes. We do up to what, 5 grapes?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4.5 grapes on this. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
not
good
a
one.
perfect movie, but it is a damn near close to what
Yeah.
I want from my horror movies. And if you like this kind of elevated thing, you know what? I think you would really like Hereditary. I think you would really dig it. Toni Collette gives one of the most amazing performances I have ever seen an actress give.
I do like
the-
Toni Collette.
The fact she didn't get an Oscar nomination for this still angers people. She is so good in it. But I think it's elevated horror like that. I think you'd appreciate it. I'll watch it with you.
Thank you. There's been this pop up on my screen that started since the beginning of the podcast, or since Danny went off mute, and
Yeah.
it says Danny's device is struggling. It just keeps making me laugh every time I see it.
Aren't all of our devices struggling
I know.
these days?
Yeah, and he'll agree. Let me tell you, he sends me like 8 messages a week. That's like, my computer is slow. My computer's slow. I think he's
Yeah.
trying to get me to buy a new one. So, but now there's a proof that it is slow.
There you go. But I thought this was a great movie. If you like horror, if you like elevated horror, definitely check this out. Totally worth it. I really liked it. I really dug it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out for sure.
Absolutely. I think we're going to be back next week because we almost went and saw this in the theaters, and I was like, no, let's see
Oh,
this.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Girls Like Girls is out, so we might check that out. But there's some other stuff coming out, so stay tuned next week. We're going to talk about something. And until then, I see you getting ready. Until then, the cork is back in the bottle.